Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library. First of all, I want to thank TV47 for allowing us to showcase our activities and events in the community as they relate to the library. So thank you, TV47, and Robert especially. We appreciate all you do for us. Today, I'm talking with Dan Nixon. He is with the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, and thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you, Mandy. I'm excited to be here, and this is a few times I've been here now, promoting what we're doing in our community and with our plays and productions and things like that. Right. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, I'm glad you're here, and I'm so excited about seeing the upcoming production of Tom Sawyer. I've been to most all of your productions. Yeah. They are wonderful, and there it is. We'll go ahead and tell them the dates and everything. It is the last 2 weekends.
Last 2 weekends of February. We open up on February 16th, that Friday night at 6:30, and then we have 2 performances on the 17th, one on the 18th, and then the next weekend, the entire Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. Between those, we have 3 days of educational shows. We'll be doing 6 educational shows with this performance as well.
Gosh, that's a lot of performances.
It is.
But that is great. And tickets can be purchased?
They can be purchased online if you go to scplayhouse.com, scplayhouse.com, and you can get tickets there also from a cast member. Yes. They also have tickets available as well, and they're $15 in advance, $18 at the door.
Great. And your website is very easy to use. I've bought tickets online, and I bought tickets from cast members, so everything. So that's really good. I'm glad. Yeah. And this year the production is Tom Sawyer, which is such a great tie-in with the library.
It
is. With the book. We have, and I'll have to tell you, I read the other day, I read the easier version of Tom Sawyer just to refresh my memory. It's been a while since I've read it. We have, of course, several copies. This is the original one, the Mark Twain, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. But if you have a younger child that you'd like to bring, that might, you couldn't really sit and read this to a younger child, there are easier versions. Here's a one with lots of pictures. This was a great refresher for me to remember the story, and now I'm excited to see them painting the fence. I can't wait.
When you think of Tom Sawyer, you think of this rambunctious little kid. You think of Aunt Polly. You think of the raft that they build to escape down the Mississippi River. You think of the painting of the fence, and those are all things in this particular play that you see.
That is great. Yeah, I have to tell you one thing, and I was looking online just again to refresh my memory of the play. And one thing I read about the book and the whole thing, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer is not merely a literary classic. It is part of the American imagination. More than any other work in our culture, it established America's vision of childhood. Yes. Mark Twain created 2 fictional boys, Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, who still seem more real than most of the people we know. In a still puritanical nation, Twain reminded adults that children were not angels but fellow human beings, and perhaps all the more lovable for their imperfections and bad grooming. Neither American literature nor America has ever been the same. I love that little write-up there. I thought that's perfect about that. No, they're not all angels. They're just like the rest of the children are.
That's right, and you definitely see that with Tom's character. He's very rebellious, kind of rambunctious, that rough and tough kind of kid, and his best friend Huck Finn, kind of the same way, and Huck has kind of ran away and tried to build his own life a little bit, who's a little bit older than Tom, but both of them have a great friendship and go on a lot of great adventures together.
They do. Now, you had, the play is coming up, but people tried out for the play back some time ago, right?
Yes, we had auditions for the show, and we broadcasted the auditions and said, hey, come and audition for the show that's going to be The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And I think the title and the name itself, Tom Sawyer, grasped a lot of attention from a lot of people and a lot of kids. Yes. And so in this particular show, we have 45 cast members.
Wow.
And they're a mixture between students, middle schoolers, high schoolers, and adults. It's all mixed together. So it's really exciting.
That is great, and you make all of that work. You and Lakeisha Crocker are the
co-directors for the show.
That's great.
So Lakeisha Crocker and I are the co-directors for the show. Such a big cast. There needed to be 2 directors.
Oh, sure.
We have 2 assistant directors, Gina Jacks and Trudy Owings, which are our assistant directors. And we have multitude of people that are involved in this show, from doing tech and lighting and hair and makeup and all of that type of thing that makes something like this work.
There's so much more to it than just getting a few actors together.
Absolutely.
I mean, makeup, backdrops, choreography, just all of those things.
And the marketing of the show. One thing about this particular show, we try to choose a show each year in the season of shows that we do that's going to be an educational show. Okay. And those shows end up being a little bit closer to my heart. And so when I'm looking at which show would I like to produce or direct, I'm like, the one that has an educational component where you leave the theater learning something you didn't know before, or a little bit of inspiration. And of course I did The Miracle Worker and come back and do this one. And it's so exciting because of that educational component. And we look to see opportunities that we can reach out and connect with the schools in our community as well.
And you are going to do that. Tell us about going into the schools.
Yeah, so we've got, between the 2 weekends of this show opening for the public, we've got 3 days that we're doing school shows, 2 shows each day. And we have about 13 schools, over 2,000 students that will be coming into the facility to kind of see this show. And so it's very, very exciting.
That is great. It's wonderful to do it for the community, but to go into the schools actually and have them see it. That's great. That's a lot of people taking off school and work, but they're really committed.
They are. They're very committed. And to do something like this successfully, you do have to be committed, and you've got to make that a priority of what you're doing. And something that gives us an opportunity to kind of do what we do with our education is our sponsorship.
Oh, yes. Tell me about that.
And so we have 2 sponsors that are helping us with the educational aspect to kind of get the shows in there. NEMAC is one of our Director Circle sponsors this year, and Resolute Forest Products is as well.
Okay, good. That means they help with the cost of taking everything.
Yeah, they sponsored us with donations that they gave to the community Playhouse, which helps us produce the educational component of the show.
That's wonderful. We just have such a wonderful community.
We do.
I think.
We do.
I know. I mean, you know, we receive a lot of support and just a lot of help at the library, and I can speak especially for our summer programs, and then the community Playhouse also.
Yes,
That's great. That is
very
wonderful.
Exciting.
Let me see, what else I wanted to ask you. You and Lakeisha are the directors, and you chose this play, you like Tom Sawyer, and you said because of the educational.
Well, yeah, and you know, when you're choosing plays as to what you're going to do over the season, you've got tons that you go through and you read and go, which ones do we connect with? And we looked at this one, and there was one other show that we looked at, and we kept coming back to Tom Sawyer. And so that was really great, but when we looked at the script of Tom Sawyer, there's about 8 different scripts of this particular play. And there's a musical as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, yes.
So you have to go, which ones are we going to do? And some just didn't follow the trueness of the story like we wanted to.
Okay. That is important.
And so we found one that did, and kind of the story behind the script, when it first went to Broadway, when it first opened up as a play, it was a 2-person show. It was Tom and Huck.
Oh my goodness.
2-person show, and then they came behind that and said, we need more characters, more actors in this show. So they wrote the full script version, which was very close to the novel, and that's the one we're doing.
That's great. A lot of research goes into it. Several months ago or maybe years ago.
Right. A lot of reading, of reading scripts and books and kind of identifying with the story and researching the characters and that type of thing as well.
Well, we appreciate what you do. We're going to pause for a commercial break. Hope you'll join us when we come back.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick, Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantor from the B.B. Comer Library. I'm talking with Dan Nixon with the Sylacauga Community Playhouse. Dan, you've been involved with the Playhouse the last several years. Tell us about yourself and how you became involved with them.
Well, I actually started being involved with the Sylacauga Community Playhouse as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was one of those kids that didn't necessarily get the sports giftings.
That's okay.
I think I tried it, but it just wasn't for me. I just wasn't very good at it. I was more of the entertainment kid, the arts kid. And so when I learned about 9 years old about the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, I became involved with my very first production that they were doing back then, and then stayed involved through high school with it.
Yeah.
And of course I moved away to college and work and that type of thing for the last, many years. And just recently I moved back to the area, I guess about 4 years ago.
Right.
And I said, where's the Sylacauga Community Playhouse? And they had still been involved in the community, but not as much.
Right.
A lot of the people that were involved had kind of went off to do different things or moved or that type of thing as well. And so I reconnected with Sherry Vickers and we said, we still believe in this. We still believe in theater and arts in our community. How can we reignite the Sylacauga Community Playhouse? And so we came together, formed the 501(c)(3) and reignited the Sylacauga Community Playhouse. And this is our 4th year of doing that, and we've been going strong ever since.
Yes, you have. I know. You have been going strong, I tell you. And tell people how can they help you? How can they become a member to help support you?
Our membership is very important to what we do as a nonprofit organization. It helps fund what we do, not only our ticket sales and t-shirt sales and different things of that nature, but it's becoming a member. And when you become a member, it's not just, okay, I'm going to give you this amount of money just to help you. No, we really want active members to say, hey, we want to make an investment in the arts in our community, and here's how we can give our gift or our talent or our time to see that theater is expanded. And so you can go online to scplayhouse.com and it gives you an opportunity to become a member. It's $35 for an individual and $50 for a family of 2 or more.
Very reasonable, yeah.
Very reasonable price. And so you can become a member, and it's a year membership, and you get to be able to come to our membership meetings that we have, voting rights and different things, and you get discounted ticket rates as well by becoming a member of the Playhouse.
Well, I am so very excited that you have come back. I know I've seen kids that we've known from the library, or I've known to become involved with Community Playhouse, and they've just blossomed. I mean, it's maybe they were quiet, or they're like you. They're not the athlete. Maybe they may be the scholar. They may not be. But this is their niche.
It is.
And I think that's awesome.
And when you have that in a community where you're offering not only the visual arts but the performing arts, you're offering the sports, you're offering the dance and the cheerleading and the music and all of those different things. Each kid is different, just like we're all unique. And you find your gift or your talent, and when that can be fostered and coached, anybody can become anything, right? Dreams can come true. So
that is so true. That's so true. And everybody, you might want to be involved with it, but not be on stage. People, I've known girls who love makeup, and they can do that, and or the artwork. I don't even know the set design and all of
set
that.
design and scenery and props and costuming that goes into that, lighting, sound, sound engineering that goes into our sound effects and that type of thing as well. Stage managers, we have people that do marketing for our show. There's so many different components that go into it, and some people come to us and say, well, I'm too shy, I can't get on stage in front of people, and we said that's okay. There are a lot of other things that we need you to do.
That's great. And I'll tell you, having a daughter in college and one that just finished, I've seen scholarships for things like this, musical theater, and it's great to have some experience to put down on that scholarship application, or maybe you found maybe these kids have found what they want to do.
Yeah. And you know, Mandy, that's something that we do every year as a Sylacauga Community Playhouse. Something that's so important to Sherry and I was education. And involving kids and students and people in our environment and in our community with special needs. And so one of the things that we do every year is we award scholarships. We have auditions, they go through interviews, and this last year we gave $4,500 away in scholarships.
Oh, that's awesome.
For people that were interested in communications or some type of performing arts. So,
That is great. And what confidence they build,
yes.
either you're on stage or being involved with something larger than yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And even being involved in a play or doing something behind the scenes, like you said, it builds the confidence that you have, and it builds that internal thing with communication. So when you're sitting down for a job interview, or you're having to do a presentation at your job, or customer service, guest services, it builds that confidence to be able to do that effectively.
That's great. That's great. Not just for the students. That's mainly who I'm thinking about, but it does a lot for adults too.
It does. It does.
Yeah. Now, what's coming up next for Playhouse? Tom Sawyer, and then
we'll close Tom Sawyer, and then we do our Dolly Awards, our annual Dolly Awards that will happen, and then this summer we have Alice in Wonderland, Disney's Alice in Wonderland Jr. The musical will be our summer camp production for all of our students this summer. So
now, summer camp is just for students age 5 to
18 and younger.
18
I think it's from 5 to 18, right in that span of time right there.
That is great. That's great. I've seen a couple of those, and known some of the older students who were they had their little group of younger ones they were in charge of with the age from Tarzan. And that's great too. That's great. Right. How fun. And I know I've heard children coming in the library, oh, I'm in Tom Sawyer, are you coming? Like, oh, yes. Yeah. Or in whatever production. So that is great to give them that chance to act.
Yes, absolutely.
Like that. Have you planned anything further out than that?
We're working on our season.
You can't say.
We're working on our season to come. So everything is to come. We've gotten a lot of things down, but we haven't advertised it yet. So that'll be coming up soon.
Okay, good. Yeah. You usually do, is it 1 or 2 during the year? And I know you have the summer camp.
Sure, we try to do 4 shows a season.
That's right. Okay, that's great. That's a lot of work. One ends and the next one begins.
And the next one begins.
That's great.
And some of the productions are smaller than others. This Tom Sawyer is one of those larger productions that we have, with the 45 cast members. So.
That is great. I'm just so excited that you came back to do this and to help get this up. You and Sherry and a lot of other people have joined in. I know parents are a big part of helping.
They are a big part, and sometimes parents get involved because their kids are involved, and then the parents begin to love it and say, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to audition for the next show," and we see that happening as well. And so the Playhouse is really, really growing a lot, and that was our heart and our vision. We didn't want it just to be small. We wanted it to be a big organization, and a lot of people are coming and being involved now.
Yes, and the plays you do are just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
They are great. I enjoy. It's nice for us to see live theater done very well here in town. That's great. Well, thank you so much. I know in the next segment we're going to have a couple of our actors come on and talk about what they're doing in the play. So thank you, Dan, for being here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And for all you do for Community Playhouse.
Thank you.
We'll pause for another commercial break, and we'll be back and talk with Aunt Polly and Tom Sawyer.
As the Youth Ambassador for Get Healthy Talladega County's After School Healthy Meal Initiative, I want to share with you that the City of Sylacauga, as a Chance City, is working closely with SAFE to expand access to after-school meals. Help me spread the word to families that there are healthy meals available to children 18 and under. Every meal matters, and it all starts with you.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick, in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantor from the Comer Library. I was talking with Dan Nixon in the first two segments of our show about the upcoming Tom Sawyer production by Sylacauga Community Playhouse. Now I have two people that are in the program with me right now. Michael Vigg is Tom Sawyer and Lisa McGalliard is Aunt Polly.
Aunt Polly.
Is that right?
That's
right. Okay. Lisa, just before we get started about the play, tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Sylacauga, went to Sylacauga High School. I married, I still live here. I got involved in the Playhouse a couple of years ago. Okay. I started with Still Magnolias. That was my first play.
Oh, really? You were great.
It changed my life. I enjoyed it so much. It was something I knew I'd always wanted to do. Yeah. Then a year later, I was part of the production Miracle Worker, which was an honor. It's just a great show. And that's about it. My roots have been here all my life.
That's great. Me too. I hear you. That's great. Michael, tell me about yourself. Tell me your parents and school. Whatever. What can you tell me?
I homeschool through Hope Christian School.
Okay.
And my mama's name is Sherry, and my daddy's name is Scott.
Great. And I know Michael. I told him, I said, I didn't know you by your name, but when I came in, I thought, I know you. You come to the library to get books. So that was great. Now tell me about the parts you play. Michael, you play
Tom
Sawyer. How did you learn about Tom Sawyer? Did you read books or watch movies? What did you do to get ready to play the character?
Well, I watched some movies. I watched some movies about Tom and Huck, and then I watched one on YouTube that was more close to the story of Tom Sawyer.
Oh, okay, great, that's good. And tell me why you tried out. Do you like to act, or is this your first time?
I was in Aladdin Jr. I played as a guard.
Okay, yeah.
And I wanted to do it more because it was fun. So then I heard Tom Sawyer. I didn't really know what it was. So then I found out what it was, and I wanted to do it.
That's great. That's a lot of fun. That's a great way to find out about it. Is if you don't know about it, well, I'd like to read about it and see. Well, I know you'll make a great Tom Sawyer. That sounds like a lot of fun. Tell about trying out. Was that hard to try out for the part, to audition?
Yeah, we had to do like a hot dog monologue, and I learned it. And it was hard because I was really shivery.
Oh, I bet. You and everybody else, I'm sure. But you did it. That's great. So you had to learn some lines before you came to practice. Okay, that's great. In front of a group of people? Awesome. Well, you did it. And I know you're not nervous at all about the production. I know you'll be great. Have you learned all your lines?
Most of them.
You still got a little while. Who helps you learn lines, or do you do it by yourself?
Well, I did it by myself, and my mama would come in my room and help me read the lines.
Right.
But mostly I just sat in my room and just read them all.
Just put the time into it, right? That's great. Now, Lisa, you work a full-time job, correctly?
Not full-time, so I have little time to do this, which makes it great.
Good.
I can blend things, and I can kind of be on my own schedule. So
that is great. That's great.
I'm glad I'm able to do that.
Oh, I know that does take. I know it takes a lot of time, but that's great if it's something you really enjoy.
I do.
That's wonderful. Well, tell me about Aunt Polly.
Aunt Polly. Well, she is a disciplinarian, but she really works hard with this one right here, and he tends to constantly plot against her. So she has to kind of be on her toes with Tom Sawyer. This has been such a fun part for me to do. It's comedy, which I didn't know if I could do comedy or not. We'll see.
I think so.
But this has been a joy. It's kind of been, I've stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit. But yeah, Aunt Polly is constantly suspicious of what Tom is doing and trying to catch him in certain things. And then, of course, she has Sid to kind of help her out. He's constantly telling on Tom for everything. So,
now in the story, you are Tom's aunt, but he lives with you.
That's correct, along with his brother Sid.
His brother Sid. Okay, great. Well, Michael, how was the scene about painting the fence? Was that pretty fun?
Yeah, it was hard because when Sid comes on, everyone has to say, we're whitewashing the fence, and sometimes, in the first time we did it, only the Ben Rogers said it because everyone else didn't know, and it was hilarious.
Well, a lot of practice, right? A lot of practice to know where to stand and what to say and how to say it and all that, but I bet you enjoy it. Yeah. So this is not, you said this is not your first one. This is your second production, right?
Yeah.
Great. And in the first one you said you were a guard in Aladdin?
Yes, ma'am. I was guard 1.
All right. Well, that's fun. You think you'll do more productions with the Playhouse?
Hopefully.
All right. Do you like being out on stage, or do you like being behind the scenes and doing some other things?
Well, I like being out on stage, but like sometimes I get scared, and
that's okay.
Just have to try.
That's okay. I think that's perfect. I'm sure everybody gets scared. Everybody, even adults, especially especially if it's your first one. But if you've done a million productions, I'm sure you still get scared. I think that keeps you on your toes, kind of.
Absolutely.
All right. What's your favorite scene from the play, Tom Sawyer?
Probably the whitewashing scene.
That's probably my favorite too. All right. Well, let's tell one more time where it will be and everything. Let's see if Robert can put that back up. It's going to be it's at B.B. Comer Memorial High School. The last 2 weekends. The tickets are $15 in advance and $18 at the door. You can buy them from a you guys have tickets for sale. Great.
Yes, please contact me if you need any tickets.
All right. And now tell me, if you buy, like if I wanted to come the first weekend, I would buy a ticket and I can choose the production I want to, or tell me how that works with
Yes,
you.
ma'am. If you choose to come the first weekend, opening night is February 16th. If you buy a ticket for that weekend, you have the choice of coming to 4 different performances. You could come the Friday night, or the Saturday at 2 o'clock production, or the Saturday night, or the Sunday. So you would have 4 choices.
Okay, that's great. That is nice that you do so many, because then people can buy the ticket for the weekend that they're here and then choose which production they want to come. That's because plans change at the last minute sometimes.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Well, gosh, I am so glad y'all came on today, and I look forward. I know you've got your shirts on, right?
Yes.
It just says Tom Sawyer, and it's you painting the fence, right? Can they buy the shirts online also?
Shirts online, I think so. Just go to SC Playhouse. I think that you can purchase, and we will definitely have T-shirts for sale at every play.
Well, great. Thank y'all again for being on, Michael and Lisa, and I thank you, Dan. And I look forward to seeing you guys in Community Playhouse as Tom Sawyer and Aunt Polly. Right. I can't wait to see the paint the fence and the overalls and all of that. It'll be great. So thank y'all so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Great. And I hope you'll join us next time on Library Connection.